Hello, welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And in this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We're also going to hear from special guests from all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. A quick update before we start today's episode. I did sign up as of yesterday for the Yankee Springs 50K that will be June 5th. Me and my buddy Joe are running it, and we are super stoked. Our training has started. Another quick update, I also signed up for the Detroit Free Press Marathon. I had a deferral code for last year's that COVID canceled, so now I'm running it this year. That will be October 17th. I'm looking to really speed up my time. Another quick update. Today is day 4 in this journey. Today I did 1.5 miles for a total of 6.1 on the year. And speaking of that, for the month of January, I am running 100 miles for the American Cancer Society. And there are donations going on my Facebook page where you can donate to them and give them some money. All the proceeds go directly to them, and none of it goes to Facebook. So if you get a chance, definitely go out and donate some money to these people. But now that we got all of that taken care of, let's get into today's episode. And today is episode 4, and the theme for today is mentality. This is something that took me a very long time to realize, but my mentality was completely holding me back. I completely had lost confidence, and I lost all my drive in anything I was doing, and that led me to getting comfortable with the lie of procrastination. I always found myself putting things off that I needed to get done, always telling myself tomorrow, like, oh, I'm going to start this project tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to, I'll just go for a run tomorrow. I don't need to get it in today. Oh, you know what? I'm ready and in bed. I'll just brush my teeth tomorrow, and, it's basically like I just brushed them before bed, no matter what the situation was, it's always, I was looking for comfort somewhere else instead of just getting up and doing something or just focusing on what was at hand and what needed to get done. Which also led to me, and I found out that I had this, this get rich quick mentality of trying to always start something that, I could just do really quick and get a lot of money from, and then have free time to do whatever I wanted. I never just thought of hey, just focus on one thing and just put all your time into it. It was like, no, I want to just focus on this for a second real quick and just put a little bit of time into it and just get it and just reap as much benefits as I can from it. And, that's not a very mentality to have, very good mentality to have. I always found myself blaming other people for my problems with that kind of mentality, always blaming people that worked hard for what they had. Why is this the way it is? I found myself to be very resentful of those successful people, and I would always criticize them instead of criticizing myself. And that's something that I had to really come face to face, because I had, this tunnel vision view of the world, and I was completely arrogant, ignorant, and most of all, I was stagnant. And I never challenged myself, and I come to the realization that I'm the one to blame for my own misery. And there was just some things that I had to do, and I realized that I needed to change my mentality of being a procrastinator and of looking for expedience and of just criticizing people without really thinking about anything. And while this is and is always a constant battle and will always be a constant battle, I think I found a few ways to kind of combat it. And the things I kind of realized that I can change my mentality with is, one, music. And I know this is a really touchy subject for some people, and they probably won't want to believe it when I say it, but I've been doing this for a year, and I'm 100% convinced of it. So get ready for this completely radical idea. Are you guys ready? Quit listening to depressing music. Trust me. I know this is it sounds ridiculous and it sounds hard, it sounds impossible. Bright Eyes is my favorite band of all time. Okay, but the difference is I noticed once I stopped consuming that and I started consuming only positive music, the difference was just like astronomical. My whole mentality changed. My outlook changed. No one likes to think about it, but anything that you keep telling your psyche, you just keep consuming it, it's gonna alter the way you think and the way you feel. And I always used to tell myself, like, oh, I'm sad, so this sad music that I'm listening to makes me feel better because this person's also sad. Like, I always had all these excuses of why this was the best ever. And don't get me wrong, like, sad music's good, and there's perfect times to listen to sad music. But when it's the only thing that I was doing, which was like a majority of my music, because it's like I love emotional music, I lost myself in it. And as soon as I switched it up and started listening to like positive affirmational music, it changed everything. And I'm just gonna I don't want to say anything. I don't want to get in trouble for bringing up who I think you should listen to or whatever. So I'm just gonna keep it a blank statement. Just listen to whatever is positive. Bring some positive music into your life, and it'll make a huge difference. And another thing that I had to do to also change my mentality was I did a full self-evaluation of my life and the choices that I made that could have been attributing to my current problems that I'm having. And that's also easier said than done, but it's something that I feel like everyone eventually will come to. It's something that you must do, because when, for instance, me blaming other people for where I'm at in my life instead of seeing the fact that I never applied myself completely, or I could have done something completely different, but now I'm in this situation, it really kind of opens up a lot of things that you just kind of go through in my own life. I was just going through thinking a certain way, and it wasn't until I actually evaluated what happened and what I did to find out how I got where I got and why I felt the way I felt. Another way I learned to kind of combat some things and change my mentality and to try to keep combating it and change it is I hold myself accountable by reminding myself that if I don't hold myself accountable, no one else will, and I'll spiral further into chaos. And the way I do that is I kind of have this self-rewarding system where I do the things I don't want to do, and that rewards myself by telling myself that I did something I didn't want to do. It's a weird concept to kind of get, and it sounds crazy if you're not doing it, but the people that are doing it currently or know what I'm talking about. It'll completely change your life. So I kind of want to wrap this episode quick yet again because I'm trying to hold myself accountable and I'm trying to get some things done. I'm trying to stay positive and I'm trying to focus and be as most productive as I can today. I got to finish this basement. I got so much more work still ahead of me, so I'm going to wrap this up. So before I wrap today up, I want to give you guys the daily discipline for day 4. And daily discipline for today is to try to start changing your mentality. You can do it by either the 3 ways I told you that I did it, or if you have your own way. Try to start changing your outlook and your mentality. Try to have a positive mentality. You can do that, like I said, by start listening to positive music. You can either do it by self-evaluation, or you could even give yourself a reminder of accountability. With that said, please message me with any of your stories if you have any questions. Also give this podcast a follow and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We might even be on Twitter. Shoot us an email at definingdiscipline@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And thanks, guys. I will see you tomorrow.